One bright morning, a successful businessman was walking along a quiet beach in a small coastal village. The air was fresh, the waves were gentle, and everything felt peaceful. As he walked, he saw a fisherman sitting in a small wooden boat near the shore. The fisherman had just returned from the sea with a basket full of fresh fish. The businessman was curious. He went closer and said, "Excuse me, how long did it take you to catch those fish?" The fisherman smiled and said softly, "Oh, only a few hours. I went out early this morning." The businessman looked surprised. "Only a few hours? Why don't you stay out longer and catch more fish? Then you could make more money." The fisherman laughed gently. "But why would I need more money? I have enough fish for my family and a few extra to sell at the market." The businessman shook his head. He didn't understand. "But if you worked longer, you could catch more fish. Then you could buy a bigger boat. With a bigger boat, you could catch even more fish." The fisherman listened patiently and asked, "And then what?" The businessman's eyes lit up. "Well, then you could buy several boats. You could hire other fishermen to work for you. You could build a whole business." The fisherman smiled again. "And then what?" The businessman continued excitedly. "With a big company, you could open a fish factory. You could export fish to big cities. You could become very rich." The fisherman nodded slowly and asked, "And then what?" The businessman spread his arms wide. "Then, after 20 or 30 years of hard work, you could sell your company for millions of dollars. You would be a very wealthy man." The fisherman looked calm and curious. "And what would I do after that?" The businessman smiled proudly. "That's the best part. After you sell your company, you could retire. You could move to a small coastal village, buy a little boat, go fishing every morning, catch a few fish, and spend your days relaxing with your family. You could sit on the beach and enjoy life." The fisherman looked at the businessman for a moment and then smiled warmly. "But my friend," he said kindly, "that is exactly what I am doing now." The businessman stood silent. He looked at the calm water, the golden sunlight, and the fisherman's peaceful face. For the first time in many years, he understood something important. The fisherman stood up, lifted his basket of fish, and said, "I'm going home now. My wife is making breakfast. Later, I'll take a nap, play with my children, and in the evening, I'll sit with my friends and play guitar. This is my life. I am already living the dream you described." The businessman watched as the fisherman walked away, whistling a happy tune. He sat down on the sand, feeling the soft breeze on his face. For the first time in years, he felt quiet inside. He thought about his own life, working 14 hours every day, always busy, always planning for the future, but never really living in the present. That morning, the fisherman had taught him a lesson he would never forget. Happiness is not something we find in the future. Happiness is something we choose to feel now. Success is not about having more. It's about enjoying what you already have. From that day on, the businessman began to change his life. He started to work less and spend more time with his family. He learned to appreciate the simple things: a good meal, a walk on the beach, a conversation with a friend. He never forgot the fisherman who taught him that sometimes the life we dream of having in the future is already right in front of us today. We just need to open our eyes and see it.
Coastal, meaning near the sea or ocean by the coast. Curious, meaning wanting to know or learn about something. Interested. processing factory, meaning a building where raw materials are made into products. Work-life balance, meaning having a good balance between your job and your personal life.